Hi guys, welcome to this video for the fixture run starting from game week 9 for the next few weeks and what players you should bring in. So I've just got the fixture difficulty rating graph up on screen, and although it's not always 100% accurate, it's normally pretty good with judging how easy or hard fixtures are. So I've picked 6 teams which I think have the easiest run, and I am going to give you some options for players you should bring in. So the first team I'm going to look at is definitely Aston Villa. They probably have the easiest run for the next 7 games or so, and even going on further from that. They have had a pretty tough run so far, and they've done really well in that run, so you can only imagine that they should progress on from there. So with Villa, if I was doing a wildcard, which I do plan on doing, which I'll probably do another video for before game week 9 starts, I would definitely have Grealish in as my first choice player. He did an amazing job against Liverpool and against Arsenal as well, and I think Leicester. He is the captain, and he was always a good player. He's just that he's getting goals and assists now, so he would be one I would definitely bring in. From Villa, if you want a cheap midfield option, Barkley is great. Striker, so Ollie Watkins starts for them every game, and he is starting to return. Maybe not every game, but he's like banging in 2, then won't for a few, then banging in 3. So he seems quite not consistent, but returns wise, he is bringing the points in, and he is pretty cheap for a striker. So I would say him as the other option, and then defense. I'm not saying they're going to keep clean sheets every game, but the type of run they've got, they have the potential to keep a few. So I think Target is probably one of your better options in defense. I think he's around 4.5, so he might be a good option. And the goalkeeper as well, Martinez, very good, signed from Arsenal, and he's been performing very well, and he's a keeper you could get in. I think he's 4.7 or 4.8 at the moment, and you could just leave him in there for a long time and not have to worry about changing your keeper. So you could just get him and get a keeper that's just not going to play next to him. Next team would be Crystal Palace. In the next 7, they've got Burnley, Newcastle, West Brom, West Ham, and Aston Villa. However, with Palace, they're not a very exciting team. They don't score a lot of goals. Typical Roy Hodgson team. They're quite decent defensively. So the keeper, Guaita, in terms of defense, they've got quite a few centre backs. So I'm not sure who's the actual first choice pair there, because I know Scott Dan's played recently. They've got Sacco, Cahill, quite a few options in there, so I'm not sure what's the first choice. I think with the left back and right back, I think Van Aanholt and Klein are your 2 options, which I think are probably their first choice. With Klein, he's cheaper, but as we know, Klein doesn't really get forward that much, so you're just going to put him in for clean sheets potentially. Whereas Van Aanholt, he does cost a lot more, but he does give you that option of getting attacking returns. So I would say either him or Klein if you want to bring in defense. Midfield, there's only Zaha, I would say, because he does sometimes play as one of the 2 strikers, and sometimes he plays on the left. But so far this season, he's done really well. And he's not massively expensive, so he is a good option. And striking wise, AU again is a cheap striker. If you look to bring him in for like those first 3 green fixtures as well, those look really good. So he's a cheap striker if you want to bring him in. The next team would be Man City. So they've got again, 5 out of 7 decent fixtures coming up. The game against Tottenham will be tough, but after that, it seems alright for them. Striking wise, Jesus returned in the last week, so he's a good option. Obviously, he's quite pricey, but Aguero's not back, so he might be a good option. Midfield, Sterling picked up an injury, so he'll be doubtful for the weekend. De Bruyne would be a guaranteed starter, and he's also on pens, so he would be a good choice. Ferran Torres on international duty banged a hat-trick against Germany. Although with Pep, you're not sure if he's going to start or not, so I would hold fire on him. The defense is something to think about because they will keep a lot of clean sheets, I think, around this time going into next year even. In terms of, there's I think Walker's guaranteed start, Laporte and Diaz. Cancelo would be my best. If he was a guaranteed starter, I would choose him because he's looked really good going forward and looks like he could get attacking points as well as defensive points, but he's not a guaranteed starter. And of the guaranteed starters, Laporte and Walker are very expensive. So I personally would go with Diaz. And also Diaz on the international break did score 2 goals for Portugal, so that's worth thinking about. And Edison, again, expensive keeper, but he will keep you clean sheets. Going on to the next one, I would say, is United. Their fixtures look really good. West Brom, Southampton, West Ham, Sheffield, Leeds. Obviously, City and Leicester will be tough for them, but again, with United, Martial's not really scored many this season, if any. Rashford, again, he's quite inconsistent. He will score loads and then he'll be out the team or he won't do well. So Rashford's again a risk. Fernandes, for me, since he's come into that team, he always returns goals and assists, and he's on pens as well. So he would be an ideal choice to bring in from United. Defensively, I think they will keep a few clean sheets in there. Their back four is pretty much guaranteed. Well, we know what they are. Wan-Bissaka, again, he won't get you many attacking returns. Lindelof and Maguire, I think Maguire is a bit pricey. And left back, I think Luke Shaw has an injury now, so Alex Telles will come in, very attacking fullback, but he is very expensive on the game. I think he's about 5.5. So I would hold fire on him, but I think he'll do well. And then De Gea, again, guaranteed to start, so good choice as well. Next team, I would say Newcastle. Again, of the 7, they've got Palace, Villa, West Brom, Leeds, Fulham. Great run. Up top, Callum Wilson unfortunately has an injury, so doubtful. I doubt he's going to play against Chelsea. But after that, if he is fit, it might be worth bringing him in because great run for them. Saint Maximin looks exciting to watch, but he's very inconsistent on FPL as well as all of their midfielders. Their team is quite defensive anyway, so it might be worth considering their defense. They've got Jamal Lewis. He's a cheap option, I think 4.3, 4.4. He might be worth thinking about bringing in. And Lascelles as well. He's guaranteed starter. Goalkeeper as well could be a good option to bring in. And the last team, I would say, is West Ham, Sheffield, Villa, Leeds, Palace, Brighton in their next 7. And considering they've had a really tough run to this start to the season, and they've performed very well, mainly due to Antonio, who's out now. But if he wasn't out, I would 100% bring him in for this run. West Ham, though, David Moyes' team's quite defensive, and they play three at the back or five at the back. So with Antonio out, I think Haller doesn't get a lot of goals. The midfield doesn't get a lot of goals. I think Souček is probably from midfield is very, very cheap, and he did score last week, so he's an option. I think they've got Bowen and Fornells in midfield as well, but again, not massive attacking returns. So for West Ham, I would probably at this stage only bring in a defender or two. There's the keeper as well, played really well this season, so I would say the keeper and either one of the wing backs. So you got Sufal on the right, Matsuaku on the left. Both will get you assists this season, I would say. And the other option is Cresswell, who plays left centre back. He is more expensive than the other two, but I think he's on set pieces as well, so he may get you a goal or assist, which is worth considering. So that's it, guys, for this video. Let me know what you think, any questions, and I will be back with another video on my game week 9